What's going on, my friends? How you doing today? I just wanted to do a quick update on Ukraine and how the counter offensive is going, or should I say the counter offensive, because now the Russians are counter. Well, anyway, the war in Ukraine. How's it going so far? Terrible for the Ukrainians. More money, more freaking natural resources, plenty of lives lost. I mean, counted at least 30 Bradleys and Leopard tanks on the battlefield blown to bits. So, yeah, the Ukraine war update. Not going well. They're going to have to counter the counter offensive that Russian is now countering the counter offensive of. And we're not sending them F-16s. That training hasn't even started because the battlefield is littered with American Abrams tanks and Leopard tanks, right? And since we sell warfare and war machines, they're not going to want us. There's no air defense. Ukraine has no air defense, right? They're being picked out of from the sky. The ground troops and tanks and vehicles are getting picked out from the sky and from anti-tank mines and munitions, right? So our government, the State Department, the Pentagon, and Raytheon, and Lockheed Martin, and GE, and McDonnell Douglas, they don't want F-16s to be videotaped on the ground, smashed to bits, blown out of the sky by the Russian air defense system, right? They can't have that because we're still trying to sell F-16s to people. Oh boy. And no, I'm not pro-Russian. I'm pro life. Okay? Not like, I don't want these soldiers on either side dying, right? I don't want these conscripted citizens who are just school teachers and factory workers and field workers dying. You know what I mean? We got to put an end to this, right? And people go, well, how would we put an end to it? Well, since we're paying for it all, we can say, hey, Zelensky, get over there and make that peace agreement that you already had, which stopped the Russians from invading Kiev over a year ago, right? And then we sent Boris Johnson over there to fucking kibosh the whole deal. And now how many people have died? Ukraine is stepping up their suicide drones because they don't have any people, tanks, or aircraft left. I mean, none to speak of. This has got to stop. The natural resources of human life, right? The natural resource. Think of all the natural resources that goes into making a fucking tank, right? In making a Leopard tank or anything, any of the gear that they use, and all the diesel, all the. You don't see Greta Thunberg bitching and complaining in Saudi Arabia, right? But you also don't see her talking about the Nord Stream pipeline, right? That someone mysteriously blew up. Maybe it was the Russians blowing up their own $9 billion equipment. Come on. The only reason why we're doing this is because America, it's not good enough for American companies to just rob and steal from the American society, right? They now need to rob and steal from the whole world. Why do you think we're beefing with China? Why do you think we're beefing with Russia? Because we don't like the competition. Don't worry, AI is going to come out and wipe us all out anyway, at least all the jobs. Yeah, have a great day, everybody. Ukraine, 0. They ain't doing well. The counteroffensive has failed. You heard the fucking moron from the State Department say it twice. He's like, "Oh, the Ukraine is a failure. The battle has failed." And then he goes to correct himself and repeats it again and says that it's an abject failure, 100% by the freaking Ukrainians. There's no way out, people, except for surrender. They're not getting that eastern part of their country. And if they're not careful, they're going to lose the whole fucking thing. Which, to me, is fine, because fuck Nazis.